Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. How is everybody doing? You're such a nerd.
I am such a nerd. I love it.
It is a beautiful day today. We went and did our meetup yesterday in Seattle. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun, you guys. The trail was a bit steeper than I anticipated. I mean, it was fine, but we just had some people that had to go slower, but that's okay. You're the worst. It was like a mile and a half downhill, and then we had to do a mile and a half,
back
uphill. We ended up being a little late to our reservation for the dinner, but it all worked out. It was so much fun. I have some pictures and stuff I'll share tomorrow. For that, we had, I think, 17 people eat dinner with us, and 17 or 18 people do the walk. We had people come all the way from Alaska and Portland. I think that was our furthest people this time.
Yeah, Alaska and Portland.
It was a lot of fun. Yes. If you guys are anywhere in the Washington area, we do this every single month. We'll be doing it in May again. This week, Scott and I will be deciding where, what, how things are going to be again. And I will have it on the website. So if you guys are interested, yeah. Anyways, let's jump into the Q&A. All right. If you guys ever hear me say happy pills, because someone asked, what are happy pills? They're just my antidepressant. I take, what is it called? Fluoxetine, but I don't remember the brand name version of it. Let's see. Someone asked, New Dimension, butter's made from whipped cream in a machine to make butter. Why can't you add a dash of whipped cream on top of your coffee? I mean, you could if you wanted to take the time and effort to do that, but
most whipped cream has got some sugar in it nowadays.
I mean, if it's pre-made whipped cream, yeah, but you could whip your own heavy cream and do that, but that's too much effort for me. If you want to do it. But they're referring to a butter coffee video, of which we've been doing triple B&E, sort of. We've been doing 100% carnivore. We have decided triple B&E is not for us. I do not feel like carnivore is remotely restrictive in any way, shape, but triple B&E, not being able to have my chicken wings like once a week, it's really got to me here.
And cheese. I miss my cheese.
Scott misses his cheese.
Whether it be queso, whether it be cheese and meat mush, whether it be a snack of cheese when I'm,
Yeah, cheese snack. Chrissy asked, do you have health goal and a weight goal? 150. I mean, I've never weighed less than 183 pounds, and that was when I was 20. So I don't even know what I'd look like at 150. This one already is 150. I swear if he loses any more weight, he'll turn sideways and disappear. So Monday, we're going to, because we've had a hard time with being consistent with this, we're going to start doing the gym first thing in the morning before we eat, before we have our coffee. So we're going to do that first thing. And the plan is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, weight lift, and Tuesday, Thursdays, do racquetball in the morning because it's a good stress relief.
Core cardio, whatever.
Yeah. Plus walking. Yesterday, we did really good. We did that.
7 miles?
We did 3 miles for the walk. For the meetup, and then we came back home and walked another 3 miles with the dogs because they didn't get their exercise before we left. Yeah. It's really hard, it's like my treat. I make my own, I make my own buffalo sauce and stuff, and it's just like
it's like a my really nice alternative because you still get good fat from the butter, and you get, because it's wings, they're generally kind of more fatty than like a breast.
Yeah, we do not like chicken breast, except the Carnivore Crisp chicken breasts made into nachos. Those are delicious.
God, I miss my queso.
I was curious, girls, how much butter do you use in your coffee? How much butter do you have a day? It's a personal thing and how much weight you need to lose and stuff like that. I usually, when I put butter in my coffee, I do 3 butter bites, and they're like the little mini chocolate mold. Sorry, did I almost poke you in the eyeball?
No, my eyeball's over here. Jeez, how close you
do. The 3 little mini, they're chocolate size molds. I do 3 butter bites in my coffee in the morning, and then I'll do, how much butter do you think I put on a steak? A quarter of a stick or less?
Quarter of a stick or less. In the because she's been doing 2 meals a day, she's having less than the full steak. Because before she'd have a big old steak with half a stick of butter, and now she's kind of really cut that back to quarter stick of butter and not even finishing the steak, so even less than a quarter stick.
Yeah.
So what's a quarter stick? Is a tablespoon?
I don't know. We're terrible.
We're terrible at the volume.
I actually always have to look at this stick and like look at how many tablespoons or teaspoons are in there when we cook. My weakness is chocolate. Husband brings candy bars into the house. He hides them, but I find them. Do you ever get stuck on sugar still? Ask him to hide them better. Like put them in the attic if he has to. In the beginning, what I used for like transitioning over for a few months, specifically I started around my cycle, was using at least 70% dark chocolate. It is super fatty, and it's not like you can just sit there and down an entire bar. I mean, I guess you could, but even with me being a binge eater, the most I ever ate was half a bar at one time. And then I just slowly weaned myself off less and less. I did notice at one point, probably 3 months in, I was eating it like once or twice a week, just a square or two. And then that's when about 4 months, I'm like, that's it. I'm not using this properly. So no chocolate for me. So I think that's a good alternative, is dark chocolate. And the key with this, we have crazy dogs. The key with this, oh, that's my mom. Got to let her in the house. She stayed with my sister and brother-in-law this weekend. Anyways, dark chocolate, use that if you have to have it. And then you can just wean yourself down. Ask husband, hide them better than what he's doing. Because, and are you looking for them? That's the other question. Hello, as a sufferer of gut diseases, I'm a bit worried about carnivore and bad constipation. Do you find your body adapts, or does it have trouble with the lack of fiber to help? Also, you're an inspiration. Thank you. The only time I have issues if I don't eat enough fat or not enough water. Other than that, I have no problems. Scott, I think he's just better about drinking water. He's like super regular, like every 2.5 days he goes. Zero problems. I have had a couple bouts of constipation, but then I really looked back on it and I didn't eat much and I hardly had any water. Was that her?
Yeah.
Okay. And I hardly had any water. So to me, that's a big thing, is making sure I drink enough water, and we have really bad dogs right now. So
just excited. Grandma's here.
Yeah. Fiber has not helped. Honestly, the couple times through this journey I've had fiber, it did make me constipated. Like had a little bit of salad or asparagus.
Did you mention espresso? It's the only thing that's helped you.
Oh yeah, a shot of espresso. Someone turned me on to a blonde Americano. So it's like a blonde roasted bean, and it's just put in hot water. Yes, delicious. Good. All right, Mama Cat. I'm struggling with getting enough fat. Any suggestions? Cook your stuff in tallow. I made a video of how to make tallow. If you don't have any, I believe Carnivore Crisps sells tallow too. If you're just like one of those, convenience is easier for you, because it's not hard to make tallow, but it is just a little time consuming having to watch it and stuff. That's what I would suggest. Add butter to your steaks, add butter to your burgers. If you do cheese, a little bit of cheese there too. So, I mean, when we make our burger patties, because we're making our own tallow now, we just literally, Scott will put like a big old whopping spoonful in a pound of beef, and it just ups the fat real nicely.
So nice too, because it is so moist and it stays moist even if you have to reheat it.
Yep. Congrats, Chrissy. That is amazing. You are 8 pounds from your goal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that has got to feel amazing. I weighed myself this morning. I was 248. I actually probably, I'm assuming I've lost 2 more pounds. Just we've been exercising so much. I do feel a little bit sore, which means I'm retaining a little bit of fluid, which is fine. We'll figure it out next week because we've just been doing a lot lately. But I'm 99 pounds or 98 pounds now from my goal, which is amazing. But that is awesome, Chrissy. Denise, I have scleroderma and started on carnivore. I have a feeding tube and blend up beef, butter, and eggs. What type of scleroderma do you have? Has the carnivore diet helped it? Thank you. Yes, I don't have the systemic scleroderma. Well, yet, per the rheumatologist. I actually just switched rheumatologists, and they're doing another full workup panel. I am actually excited about that to compare to my last work up with the other rheumatologist. Anyways, yes, it has helped immensely. But see, I have scleroderma, RA, and fibromyalgia. And to be honest, I don't know where one starts and the other one stops. I mean, it's just when you have more than one autoimmune, how? Like, you've been to a rheumatologist for the fact that you have scleroderma. It just, it's all about symptoms is how they diagnose you pretty much. Anywho, yes, it has helped. I used to have excruciating hand pain, feet pain, joints. Like my skin would be so sensitive, just the wind blowing on it hurt. It doesn't do that anymore. And the only times I have like joint flare-ups, I notice, is when I really, really use my hands a lot. Like I've been walking Sadie and about 3 miles of just, because she pulls like a fiend. Just 3 miles of like an hour and a half or however long we walk of her pulling will cause my hand to be sore the next day. But, that's an hour and a half of death gripping a leash. Because Scott likes her to get exhausted when she walks. And since he had
we still haven't actually found her limit.
No, we haven't.
We've walked her like
6 miles.
6.5 miles.
She was pulling going down the hill back to the car.
No.
Can we meet your mom? She probably doesn't want to come on camera now because she got up early, but she is flying back on Wednesday. But then she's coming back the 23rd of May for like another month. So then we will set that up.
Yeah.
Everybody that went to the meetup got to meet my mom because she came along with us, though. Right. For dark chocolate, what percentage do you use? I make sure it's at least 70%.
70. It's pretty easy to get a 70 or 85%. We like the Theo bars.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they're made in Seattle area too.
Made in Washington.
Yeah. I found them in Virginia, ironically, though. But at least 70%. 80 is better. And this is what I forgot. The key to it is you break a little piece off and you suck on it. Do not chew dark chocolate. It is very bitter. And the fact that you're sucking on it will satiate that like need for the sugar because the fat's just melting in there. Suck on the dark chocolate. Do not chew it. How do you make butter bites? I have a wonderful how to make butter bites video on my YouTube. It'll show you how to do it. It's very simple. It's the same method that you make towards making ghee, but instead of straining out the milk solids, you actually brown them. There are handfuls of butter bite videos out there. I made mine because I found following some of the other ones, it was burnt, not browned, and it tasted very bitter and rancid to me. So... All right. I can't sleep without orange juice. What should I do? Well,
okay. So the question is,
why can't you sleep without it? Because I'm going to be honest, to me, this is not judgment or anything like that. That sounds like a psychological addiction versus a physiological, because orange juice is so sugar filled. I don't care what kind you get, organic. It would actually make it harder to sleep because you're just instantly dumping a crap ton of sugar into your system. So there's something around that why you think you need it. I would suggest watering it down. Start with, like, let's say you have a full cup, do half a cup like for a week, and then a quarter cup, and then try nothing. Another option would be if you just like that orange taste, they make seltzer, orange flavored seltzer water. I don't think we have any right now to show you. I don't know what brand it is, but those, they taste like orange. There's no sugar, no artificial sugars. So you could eventually switch from that to the bubbly orange water. But I think really kind of having a conversation with yourself about the orange juice stuff, because there is a reason. I mean, I don't know what it is, and like no judgment whatsoever. Has anyone heard of someone that has Addison's and tried carnivore? I believe I've seen some stuff about with Addison's and Dr. Berry. I'm trying to remember if we talked about Addison's on my Dr. Berry video.
I don't think so. It wasn't one of
I think I mentioned it, but absolutely. Like, is it going to cure Addison's? No, just like it's not going to clear, or it's not going to cure my scleroderma, but it will help immensely mitigate symptoms and issues with it. I think that it's an excellent thing to do. All right. My weight loss journey by Keto Granny. I hope to get to join you for a meetup soon. I just saw this on your video. That's awesome. Really loving doing carnivore. That is amazing. We do it every month. As I said at the beginning of this, we're going to this week set up another place, date, and time. It is going to be the Seattle area. We live in Bellingham, which is an hour and 15 north, depending on, where you're at in Seattle, because it took us 45 minutes to go 13 miles yesterday.
That's terrible.
In Seattle area. So
we're also we're trying to figure out and work on Discord about getting other meetups going, because we've had several people drive up from Portland for each one of our meetups for the last 3 months. So we're hopefully going to get one for Portland maybe, and then we'll see how that goes and help organize more throughout the area, because it is great to socialize. We were talking about that in our book club today. Our book club on Sundays is reading Brain Energy. And socializing is so important for people.
Yes.
Because you feel it's like the community.
It's camaraderie. Like, it really is. The support. Really is. I mean, it is just, it's amazing.
Yeah. If you can meet other people and you can do some activities together that everybody's like very interested in, like Carnivore, it's great.
The best thing, honestly, and we're going to continue this, is a walk and then food. Because let me tell you, after 3 miles going down and then uphill, the food was delicious. Oh, it was so good. Yeah. And it's great, because sometimes, one of the ladies that came from Portland, she told me that she's like, no way in heck would have I had the motivation to do this hill myself, but coming and doing it, she did amazing. She's so proud of herself. And actually, one of Scott's friends that lives down in that area came, and I was so freaking proud of him.
He did amazing.
He did amazing, because he pretty much hadn't walked outside for quite a while, like a purposeful walk outside. Yeah. And here he came and went all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top with us. And I'm just like super proud. So Eric, if you're watching this, you did amazing. Great, we are so proud of you. Susan, I'm an honorary fan club president. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Life is a beach. It took me all February to get off sugar, and I'm off sugar, but craving it totally crazy. Any recommendations? And I eat too little. Clean, nausea, weird taste in my mouth all the time. February, March, April. Okay. So you're like 3-ish months. And honestly, if you're not eating enough, I can see why you would be craving it. Try upping your fat. For the mouth weird taste, there is a mouthwash. Do you remember the name of that mouthwash that dentist recommended to me?
Chloe or no?
You go look for it real quick. Just go look at the name. There is a mouthwash that my dentist recommended. You can get it no flavor or flavor. It will help with the weird taste in your mouth, and it's not like alcohol based. Scott's gonna go look at what it's called. I don't know. He'll find it. Anyways, that will help. You can get it off Amazon. I don't know if you can get it in a regular grocery store, but that'll help with the weird taste in your mouth. And maybe, you need to do a few small meals throughout the day. Because I do great with 2 meals a day and I eat just fine, but everybody's body is different in what they need based on their activity level, all age, gender, all of that have an impact on this. But if you're not eating enough fat, I can definitely see the sugar cravings. The second thing I suggest is really have a deep look inside. Like, when are the sugar cravings happening? Is it stress? And then you're instantly like, oh God, I need sugar. Like, I need this. Did you find it? You were close. It's called Closest. So this is a really good mouthwash if you have like the weird taste, and you can use it a few times a day.
You also, if you have like a water pick, putting it in the tank for the water pick.
This one's unflavored. There's like mint drops you can put in it. You got to shake it up every time, but we have no affiliation with them. I just really like that because I can't use Listerine and stuff, and that stuff is unflavored, so it works beautifully. Anyways, have a conversation with yourself. Is something triggering is your life more stressful? Because that will instantly, if you've used sugar for emotional support or things like that, it will trigger crazy.
Other good snacks available: butter, cheese, bacon,
pork rinds.
The
Carnivore Crisps.
Did you tell them about the
beef jerky?
The queso?
No, someone you can.
Well. And run and go get it?
No, it's called Something Mama from Costco.
It was delicious. You can do it with pork rinds, and it's a great snack that will probably give
Yeah,
you
it's
the
something Mama from
yeah,
Costco. It was delicious. If you're trying to be super strict, it does have like green chilies in it. So it has
right.
a few things if
Has a little
you're
bit, but it's if it
it's
gives you
clean.
the variety you need for something, the texture with the pork rinds and the cheese, that'll help fill you up.
And those chili lime pork, because I've never been a huge pork rind person. The chili lime ones from Costco. I don't know if they're
Delicious.
still on sale, but they're so good.
Mhm.
All right. Angie has heard anything about histamine intolerance. It's something I'm dealing with, and it's connected to many things like thyroid, gut, rosacea, and more. Um, there is an oodle of reasons that you can have it, but I do know you need to have as fresh of meat as possible. That the more aged the meat is, the more histamine reaction you can have to it. So I would say if you can, getting the meat as fresh from the farm as possible would be your best. As far as veggies, it's hit and miss what people can tolerate it. But vegetables have oxalates, which cause inflammation. And if you're having histamine issues, that might be a no-no. It might be like a 30-day trial of doing something like the lion diet to really minimize everything. And then what you can do is you can like add one thing back in every couple weeks or something to see if that is what triggers you. That's what I would suggest to kind of uncover and figure it out. Kim, I'm just starting on carnivore. I'm hoping it helps with autoimmune diseases. Anybody else done this? I mean, yes. Scleroderma, RA, fibromyalgia. I got a slew of them, plus, everything else I had. It has helped immensely. It gotten to the point where I could hardly move around. I mean, I was 360 pounds, so that obviously had a huge impact. But my joints just sitting, my joints killed me. My back killed me. Ankles, knees, elbows, shoulders.
Well, what got us started was Michaela Peterson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you look up Michaela Peterson, she had a hip replacement at 15 or something.
Ankle. She had to have an ankle and hip real young.
Just all kinds of medical issues because of autoimmune. And she's on the lion diet, and that's what she does. And it's cleared up all of that, along with her father, too.
All right. Started on keto, lost over 100 pounds. Congratulations. Now I've been stalled, so started carnivore for 1 week to see how it affects my body. Journaling, y'all, I'm not a food journal person, but if you have a stall for a week, food journal, count calories. Yes, calories are like a poor metric, but at least it gives you a gross idea of how much energy you're consuming. I mean, it's not a one-to-one. If you eat 1 calorie, you burn 1 calorie. It's not the same, but it gives you at least an idea of how much you're eating. Track it for a week, change one thing, like whatever it's going to be. No dairy, you're eating 3 meals instead of 2, whatever. Do another week, and then you just rinse and repeat till you figure out what's going to work for you. It's a great way to reflect because if you're weighing stuff and writing it down, there's no way to lie to ourselves. Like the chocolate thing that I started at 4 months in, it's like, I'm not really eating that much chocolate. And still I started tracking. It's like, okay, I had 3 pieces. Granted, they were pieces in 1 week, like every other day. It's like, okay, this is actually a problem that I didn't realize it was. And I, of course, I don't do chocolate anymore. Okay. I eat only bacon, lamb, beef, egg, butter, salt, and fat, but I eat too little. Nausea and weird taste in my mouth all the time.
Is that the same one?
It's a similar one. It depends on if you're eating too much fat, the nausea can happen. The weird taste can be from ketones. The mouthwash that we showed, the closest, is great for clearing out the taste in your mouth, but ketones will give a weird taste when you're in ketosis. The nausea, maybe try backing up a little bit off the fat and then upping it slowly. When is next meetup? Thanks, Genesis. Bellingham. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, all right. Cool.
We're going to do May, probably around the 3rd week. Again, we haven't quite decided. I kind of want to do Whatcom Falls Park, but we need to find a restaurant that will do meat and is agreeable to no seed oils and stuff. But this week we'll figure it out, and I will have it up on my website for that.
Actually, we would like some feedback in the comments. What do you guys feel about a park and, us working on grilling, at the park, charcoal grill, if that'll work? Because sometimes there's not really restaurants around that can meet carnivore's needs.
Yeah, I mean, so I'd love to hear your guys' opinions about that because There's some places in our area that we found, like Lake Samish, that we can,
I can't wait to do that.
as long as we get there early enough, we don't have to pay anything, like to rent a plaza or whatever those things are called.
Right. Pavilion.
Thank you. It was a P.
Yeah.
Sunny, Alberta. Hi, Amanda. Started January 23rd. Lost 18 pounds in 8 weeks, but I've had a few cheats and they made me put on like 4 pounds in 1 week. I'm assuming that was 1 week. And all it was a couple of Cinnabons. Those are like probably like eating cyanide with carnivore. No lie.
Yeah.
It's fluid. I mean, when you've had no carbs, a lot of people have. My mom was like this too when she first started. Like, salt is so bad for you. Well, what happens is carbohydrates make us retain salt. Carbohydrates make us retain water. And then now you're adding salt to it. So then you get very bloated. With carnivore, keto, low carb stuff, when you don't have the carbs, sodium doesn't retain. You don't retain fluid like you do before. So the fact you had carbs and then you probably had some salt on top of that, it's all water weight. It'll like literally be, spot on for the next 2 weeks and it'll just completely evaporate.
Sunny, I also like to point out that that's okay. If you gain weight, you can lose it again. We had a very, emotionally hard time when Rosie died, and we had donuts every day for like a week. We had burgers. We went to Panera. We had sandwiches, soup, and we had all this crap. And Amanda actually gained like 5 pounds. I gained a few pounds, and then we went back on carnivore. And within a week, it was gone. Within weeks, it lost all that. Yeah. So it's totally okay as long as you just don't give up on yourself. Keep going in the right direction. Look at like why you have that kind of off carnivore. See what's going on. If there's just a stressor that's one off, or if there's something that's just kind of building in the back of your mind that you need to deal with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mama Cat. Just curious, did you try keto or did you jump right into carnivore? We ate, well, this go around, it was straight up carnivore. I've done keto before, but the problem with keto for me is it's like these little slips of trying to recreate foods that are carb addicted or, I'm carb addicted to, like pizzas and breads and stuff like that. And so I just slowly slipped off of keto. And that's when I just realized I'm an alcoholic, like with carbs. I'm a carbaholic, and trying to recreate those foods just created mental triggers for me. So then I wanted the real thing. Why do the half bake? And so 2 feet in, 2 carnivore.
It's almost like the atomic habits, where like if you have something there, it will trigger in your mind another thing that you want.
Yeah. All right. My boss in heaven. Do you ever get tired of eating the same thing? No, but before carnivore, I could eat leftovers. I'd eat the fresh meal, leftover once. I could not eat it a third time. It would actually make me want to gag. Poor Scott always had to eat the leftovers when I made large portions or we'd freeze them. Now, no. We eat bacon and eggs for breakfast pretty much every morning because that's what he likes. And, he cooks. He's a good cook.
So, okay. So mentally, you need to talk about that. Mentally, Amanda is like, okay, I can eat bacon and eggs. I don't really like it, but it'll give me some nutrition. But she's always looking forward to dinner. So dinner needs to be something that she's looking forward to. She can eat bacon and eggs.
Yeah, I don't really like eggs. Most of you guys probably know that. I'm not an egg person. I don't care how they're made. I don't care who made them. Like deviled eggs, gross. But I'll eat them because I need the fat and the nutrients from them.
And so having something she looks forward to is how she can stay on carnivore. Me, like we were talking about, she doesn't fully eat a steak now. I have like Monday's leftover steak from her, Tuesday's leftover steak from her, and Wednesday's leftover steak on Thursday. So I have 3 portions of a steak on Thursday. That's what I have. And on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we both have a fresh steak or something like that. But
I don't like the taste of old meat. I've been like that my entire life. Like I barely can eat old chicken, like 1 day old.
The other thing is you can really change up the flavor of the meat by adding other things to it, by not just spices, but like cheese sauces, how much butter you have in it,
the way it's cooked.
The type of salt,
the type of meat, like
the type of meat.
Flanken ribs, like beef short flanken ribs, are phenomenal. First off, but it's not the same taste as like if you did a chuck roast. Right. Or, a flank steak or a ribeye or New York. Like they all have this different taste. And as you get away from the carbs and sugars, the nuances of the meat come out versus before, like beef is beef.
Texture.
Yeah.
How crispy you make it, and also how what's the pork we did? We broiled it, and it gave this crunch.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
we broiled it to crisp it up. It was
It was
a pulled
delicious.
pork. It was delicious.
How's that possible? 3,400 calories equals 1 pound. There's no way those Cinnabons were that many calories. Oh, no. You definitely, and you probably already saw what I said, but there's no way it was fat. It's fluid retention, just absolutely fluid retention. After Rosie's death and our 11 days of not eating well, my hands, like my wedding ring, I could barely get on. And now, like yesterday, I had to be careful. I told Scott, I'm gonna have to get a ring thing because the ring wants to come off my finger. And we're talking that was 3 weeks ago that, I had that. And now the ring is like slipping off when I couldn't actually get it back on the day after. So it's just fluid retention. It'll go. I have over 200 pounds to lose on day 93 and have lost 42. Congratulations. I still have days that my sweet swell up really bad, pretty much eating the same things. And it's frustrating. I can't figure out why. This, I think it probably falls under more of a psychological reasoning. Like, as I said, like it's probably the hardest thing. Honestly, I feel like the eating is the easy part, is understanding the cravings and what's triggering them. Emotional, whatever, stress, depression, these kinds of things. Pay attention to when that stuff hits, because it will. I used sweets and sugars in foods and stuff for like emotional comfort. So when big stresses happened, that's when it would like, I want to eat this, because my brain is going back to, okay, this habit made me feel good for 2 seconds, but it keeps going back. It's like ice skating. If there's a rut, your like blade wants to slide into that rut. And that's exactly what happens. Understanding it, putting things into place to alleviate that pressure, that's going to be your key there.
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
Replacing it with something else that makes you happy. One of the things we learn from Atomic Habits is that when you see things, you associate a feeling with it, whether it's happiness or sadness, or joy or new experience. And so having those things in your house or in front of you, or you experience them out in life, they want to associate a feeling. So you want to do that. So the good thing is, if you are having something that's triggering, I want this good feeling, do something else, like going for a walk, calling a family member, having a great conversation that will give you that good feeling of like, that was really nice. I haven't done that before, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, it's a great book. It really is. We can never truly erase that track we've laid in our mind of sugar makes me feel good. But what we can do is create another groove deeper in our mind that, doing this makes me feel good. So we go to the better of the two options. And that's something to just understand. It was actually pretty good for me to understand that no matter what, I'm always going to still have that part of myself that wants to use sugar, even though I have lost 112 pounds now and I feel great and this, and this, but I just have to be wary that it's there. It's not going to disappear. I've now replaced it though with walks. I am the one. The funny thing is my sister is fit. My brother is fit. This one's, skinny as can be. I'm the one in our family now that's like, let's go hiking. Let's go walking. And I'm like the fattest one, right? The most out of shape compared to them. But I get such enjoyment. And that is not how it started. I used to, I kid you guys, I wish I had Scott videotape me. I used to have to lean on the counter and like, this is embarrassing, but like I put as much fat on the counter on my stomach as I could, because I would be profusely sweating doing dishes for 15 minutes. And now it's like yesterday we walked a mile. No sweat, none. It was easy, but it's the small, like little things.
You replace it with walking and time with our dogs. That actually helped a lot too. That's your motivation.
Yeah. I mean, that's for us. I love animals. I love dogs. Just Jason said salt can help curb sweet cravings as well. Yes. And I believe, who is it? Redmond's sells a salt rock that you literally can just like lick when you are having a craving. So drinking water, licking the salt thing, having like a butter bite because it's just pure fat.
Yeah, just like the chocolate, just put it on your tongue and just let it melt.
But do be wary. Like, I don't advocate eating chocolate, but if you're just starting out and it's like the one thing that you need, because that's what my mom's been doing for the past month. She has a 70% chocolate bar, and she has, I'm so sorry, guys, like a square 1 or 2 that big twice a day, once a day, depending on how she's doing. And that was like the concession we made. Okay, fine. If that's the one thing you need. And she's done excellent. Y'all, like, she was taking 2 different injectable insulins and she was taking metformin. Her blood sugars are now like 88 in the morning and she takes nothing right now. Now, I want to clarify, if she was to eat a carb meal, her blood sugars would spike up because her body hasn't healed from the insulin resistance and all this. But she is managing it very, very well. And she is on the right track to healing from it. I'm curious, does the mouthwash not also kill good bacteria? This one is not alcohol based. So it does not, like the Listerine and stuff kills everything. This does not. Because I have from the scleroderma, whatever, they thought I had lupus. I would get sores inside the mouth, ulcers. I would get oral ulcers and stuff. So I couldn't use anything like that. That stuff, spot on, does nothing, actually helps it heal immensely.
Did you have some other?
Read that.
From my weight loss journey, I'm learning a lot from your channel. Just saw you several days ago and a new subscriber now. Thank you. You are my inspiration and keep going on carnivore. It started working right away. No body aches and pains. That's fantastic. Amazing. Yes, that's actually the whole purpose of the channel, is to show people this actually works for all people. It works for all body types, all demographics. It is a really good, healthy way to eat.
All right. Did you have anxiety issues before carnivore? My understanding is you are still on antidepressants. How is it at taper going? I hope you make a video dedicated to mental health. Yeah. I am at half a dose right now, and I actually said in 3 weeks. So the middle of next month, I'm going to go down to a quarter of a dose. Amazing. I had such bad anxiety. I wouldn't leave the house for months. Like I had gotten to full-blown panic attacks, like on the ground, hyperventilating, like on my hands and knees, full-blown panic attacks. Every little thing stressed me out. Like the smallest thing stressed me out. And that's how I got to 360 pounds, because, right, I was trying to deal with anxiety by eating. The fluoxetine is an antidepressant, but it's specifically, I keep forgetting the name brand. I want to say Zoloft, but it's not Zoloft. Anyways, it's specifically for anxiety and depression. And I will say, I'm not one for drugs or anything like that. It was honestly the best choice for me at the time. It really has helped.
It helped her start getting momentum, doing things that were helping build her self-confidence and helping build dopamine from actually accomplishing things. Because when you're really depressed, you don't even want to get out of bed to do something. So feeling good about brushing your teeth, you don't even want to do that.
No.
So it really helped her get that way. And then honestly, like, just overall eating better, being active in life really helps fight depression.
Oh yeah. It's the small things. Like, honestly, I've never been a list person. I've never been a scheduler, because it would give me anxiety. Everything gave me anxiety. Honestly, breathing gave me anxiety. Now,
if I would sigh loudly, she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, no,
poor Scott. Now I use a schedule book and write down every little thing. Like, oh, I picked up the dog poo. Check mark. Done for the day. Like those little dopamine hits. So good for the mental health. Kim, I'm on disability and don't know how I'm going to be able to afford grass-fed finished meat. Can I just eat organic? My body hurts all over. How do I find out what to eat? Here's my opinion. You eat what you can afford. We do not eat grass-fed, grass-finished meat. Why? Because we cannot afford it. Sometimes we get things like the kielbasa from Costco. It is grass-fed beef, which is fine. Like, we like it, but
that actually works out to like $2 to $2.50 for one of those beef sausages.
Anyways, you literally eat what you can afford, because I can tell you, whatever it is, it's going to be 1,000 times better than the standard American diet.
Whatever comes in a box you don't want.
Yeah. And so if you have to get grain-fed beef, you are still going to be 1,000% better off, because Scott and I still hunt around for deals for meat. I mean, we do. You can eat so much cheaper on carnivore. There are, and people can disagree with me about this, but not everybody can afford grass-fed or organic meats, because like the organic beef at Whole Foods, when I went to go get the flank and ribs on sale, it was like 2.5 times the price of what the beef we get at Costco costs. And we're realists. Plus, I really don't like the taste of grass-fed finished meat. Just that's my personal choice anyways. So do what you can and don't stress about it. Like literally don't stress about it, because if you can fix 98% of what's going on with you by eating just whole meats, like, steaks and ground beef and not boxed or frozen food, why stress about the 2%? You can worry about that down the road. Just focus on the 98%.
A pot roast is very affordable and very healthy.
Chuck roast,
10 times, yeah, chuck roast, 10 times better than, mac and cheese from a box.
Yeah. Yeah, like LMS.
Costs the same too.
Yeah, I eat tons of ground beef, cheapest I can find, and I'm doing well. You don't need the most expensive cuts. You don't. Again.
And we were talking earlier about tallow. Adding tallow, add just a lot of good, fat in it. Very tasty, very affordable.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like loose skin. Have you looked into vibration therapy and/or red light therapy? I haven't. I mean, I got the SAG going on already, and I'm gonna be honest, like I don't care.
What is vibration therapy?
They like attach a thing to there, and it's supposed to help like stimulate things, but
okay.
Scott and I've already talked about this. If I have to have it cut off, I have to have it cut off. The plan is, honestly, I'm not super worried anyways, because next year, I'm hoping by at least 4 months into next year, I'll be ready for us to start like having kids. And so I'm not too stressed about what's going to happen with my skin there.
Prickle Leader, Carnivore Me, big congratulations to you for being so successful on your journey. You've done great. It's inspiring. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the comments. And we actually really appreciate your support. There's times where I just kind of sit and read comments for a while. Sometimes I help with them. It is super encouraging just seeing all the wonderful things that you people say. I love it. I love hearing your stories of how you've succeeded. I don't care if you've been on keto or carnivore for a week or your entire life. It is wonderful to encourage each other and see the success in the community.
Did she mean feet? I don't know what I said. I may have slurred my words. If we're talking about feet swelling up, that was a huge issue, especially if you have carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we have a burger and fries the next day, it was like you can feel it.
Oh, yeah. How do you know if you're having histamine issues? Some people get rashes. Some people just feel really bad, but I believe rashes and things like that are one of the biggest things. I think Dr. Barry has a video on histamine issues, so I would definitely go look at his channel for that. Dale, how long have y'all been on? As of the 28th, so in a week, 10 months. Oh, Scotty Poo here. Well, I mean,
is he talking about on live stream today, or is he on Carnivore?
I'm assuming Carnivore.
Okay, probably Carnivore. All right. I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
maybe he wants to know the time that we actually start.
43 minutes, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, we start 10 a.m. Pacific.
Anyways, Scott, God, you started at 170 something.
176.
Yeah, and he's at 150. Yeah, and I started at.
I do have a health goal of like gaining 10 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We still got to do a testosterone video for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his testosterone for him has been spot on. All right. Could it be from minerals being released from fat? I've heard fat cells can be stored. Yes. Oxalate dumping and or fat cells do store chemicals and they store toxins. So sometimes when we lose weight, things like you'll actually have your skin break out more and stuff like this. It's your body is depositing all those chemicals and things stored up in your fat cells back into your body, because our fat cells don't just store fat. They actually store toxins too. So, I think like if you're having histamine reactions if you're like having a weight, like you're losing weight, that maybe down at the end of the road, you could try something or just watch. Maybe it might resolve as your body gets rid of all that stuff. So don't know. A
lot of time replacing those foods related habits is a big one. Crucial to get that. You're doing great, Amanda. Well, thank you, Intentional Carnivore.
Chrissy, feet swell often for electrolyte imbalances, too much sodium and not enough potassium. It can be electrolyte imbalances. It can be if you are sedentary. It's very interesting. And our legs, our blood vessels going up the legs, they have valves in them. And when we sit, the muscles don't pump. And when the muscles pump, it makes those valves open and close. And it's a mechanical force that is required. You have to use the muscles. And what they do is they keep the blood from kind of regurgitating down. If you are sitting for prolonged periods, this is why if you drive across country, you sit in an airplane or a car too long, your legs will swell. Even if you are a healthy individual, you'll have some swelling because the fluid sits in the blood vessel and it literally gets sucked up into the interstitial space, which is like a sponge between like our skin and muscles and stuff. So move around. If you have swelling issues, elevate your legs. Definitely make sure it's not a cardiac problem. So talk to your doctor.
If you have an office job and you're at a desk all day long, you can ask for various things. That you can ask for a standing desk. You can ask for a desk that will sit or stand. Big thing is on your breaks, see if you can just go walk for a little bit. Even if you're doing a lap around your floor of Cube Farm. That's what I used to do. Intentional Carnivore, I get that. I also, I used to about pass out trying to take a shower because I was out of breath. Couldn't walk to my car without breathing hard. It was horrible. So thanks for this change of life. Yes, Amanda trying to go get the mail was so much work.
It was like getting ready to run a marathon for me.
Not only that, like for me, she would never go with me. And if she ever did go with me, because she was actually in such an emotional state, she'd stay in the car, never go anywhere. So I would just like chauffeur her. She would always sit in the seat behind to the back right and then remove the headrest in front so she can see better. It is such a mental change being able to move more on your own, doing things on your own.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I don't even like the taste of grass-fed. I don't either. And I think, yeah, Tad said it's dry. It is dry. Like,
cheese sauce.
People will buy the grass-fed, like organic beef patties from Costco. Oh my God, we got some. And I was like, these are so terrible. They taste
They were like cardboard.
It was like eating cardboard. It was terrible. Ugh. But, you know.
Do our own ground beef,
yeah.
tallow. Delicious burgers.
Thank you, Allison, so much.
Thank you, Allison.
How do you tenderize tough steak? You can use meat tenderizer, which uses, I think, papaya enzymes. You can use like a meat mallet. Honestly, one of the best ways is salting and letting it, if you don't have histamine issues, letting it marinate after you've like meat pounded it, salted it overnight at least. There's other different tenderizers you can use, but honestly, the meat tenderizer that we have, it is the papaya extra enzymes, and they do amazing. Plus the way you cook it.
Lost 234 pounds 1 year eating like this and not any high-end panda massage meat. Panda massage. Eat what you can afford.
Panda massage, yeah. I mean, like.
Panda massage. Yeah, definitely. You know, our diet and our budget, because there were years that we did really well financially, but we ended up spending a lot of it on food because we just didn't want to take the time to cook. We'd go out and get something because we didn't want to have the leftovers that are now 2 days old or 3 days old. And we have found on this that eating carnivore is so much more affordable. It is so much more financially sustainable.
We have not thrown vegetables away in 10 months, except recently because my mom came, we bought vegetables. I had to throw away lettuce, and I'm like painfully throwing this organic lettuce away that had gone bad in the stupid trash can. I'm like, God, it's been like 9.5 months since I had to throw something away. Yeah,
we just
hurt.
There's so many nice, just, you don't have to have a steak, but slow roasting, pork shoulder.
We're going to work on more recipes too, because
we are. It's just, it's so much more affordable than people believe, and there's only side benefits.
I'm also gonna
less dish soap.
I'm gonna have him make a video of how he cooks the flanken beef short ribs. boy, they're so
I should
good.
do a live broadcast because it's 5 minutes.
It is 5
You
minutes.
want a 5-minute meal.
It's
That's
the
it.
fastest. Are you concerned you'll have problems having kids due to your prior health issues? I have PCOS. Actually, I haven't seen a gynecologist to figure that out recently. Anyways, you guys didn't need to know that. So polycystic ovarian syndrome, I had to have my left ovary removed when I was 18. So I already have issues with that, plus the weight. Scott's testosterone was actually extremely low.
263.
Yeah, 263. So he was having some issues too. It's now at like 650.
650.
Which is higher, surprisingly, than my brother-in-law's, who is younger. We are actually in the process of finding a urologist to start having like some fertility stuff done.
But overall, just
worst case, we'll have to do IVF and we'll have like 6 kids at once.
Eating, moving more, we should be able to still have kids.
Do you still have sugar cravings? I do, and it's hell. Not sugar cravings. I do have cravings when big stressors happen. I actually had Jordan Peterson send me a response to a question I asked, and it was a beautiful response. When you're having the cravings, write down exactly why you're having that craving. There's always a reason behind it, and then write a reasonable response. I'm like, okay, I'm stressed, and then I have to write down exactly is the best way I can articulate it to myself, writing it down, why I'm stressed, and then write a response. I'm stressed because, let's say, I haven't lost as much weight as I wanted. Like, let's say that's the reason. And the reasonable response is, okay, Amanda, you haven't lost as much as you wanted, but you've now lost 112 pounds. Like, you were literally 360 pounds, and just like writing a response out like, okay, it's ridiculous. I didn't lose 2 more pounds than I wanted to. That is what you should do and what I strongly suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, do you have a Facebook group? We don't, but we have a Discord. It will be in the description once this video is over. It costs nothing to join. We do book club there, chats. It's awesome. Oh, thank you, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
Do you sell meat? If it flips, it ships. I'm not sure what that is. Do you any idea?
No, I'm not quite sure. I don't quite get that.
I'm wondering if you're like talking about butcher box, but no, we don't. Aw, thank you, Keto Granny.
Thank you very much. Thank you both for sharing your story. It's so encouraging. Your answer a lot of questions that I've had about carnivore. You are appreciated. Thank you very much, Keto Granny.
No, but it would fall like citric with enzymes. I would be a bit worried about the sugar. I love pineapple, but I'd be worried about the sugar. At least with the papaya extract and stuff there, you're not getting anything extra with that.
What kind of tough steak are you
that's a good question. What kind of steak are you trying to tenderize?
Hi, Amanda Scott from DeGenero. Sorry. You had some other questions up here too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, in a second.
Allison Johnson. Also, I would love a video on mental health improvements. My anxiety used to be sky high and has improved 95%. Yes, definitely. We were actually talking this morning, so Sunday Book Club Brain Energy, about the mental health issues in America. That's got the best numbers, and what he's talking about like drugs, society, all kinds of stuff. And honestly, eating well and then socializing is some of the best things you can do for your mental health. Going out for walks. Walks are
it's so simple. It costs you nothing.
Just Google benefits of walking.
It's ridiculous.
That's all you have to do, and you will start to see lots of lists of things. It's good for your diet. It's good for your overall mental health. It's good for I love walking.
I get cravings when I'm bored. Yes. When I'm busy doing things, I don't even think about food. Yes. No. Boredom eating is such a friggin' real thing. And I think, honestly, most people do it and they maybe don't realize they do it. But yes, it's like, smoking, like with the cigarette, it's just like the oral motor. Same thing when you're bored, eating, right? It's like that oral motor synapse being filled, just, eating and things like that. So organize things. One day I didn't have anything. Well, I didn't really have anything I wanted to do. I organized our closet and like labeled everything. It felt great afterwards. How young is Amanda? I am 33. Scott is 50. So there is a
little bit of an age gap. But I look pretty good for 50.
He does. We met some of his other college friends
One of my friends
yesterday.
goes, she's like, "Have you aged at all? You look the exact same." Because I was about 150 in college, 15 or
Yeah,
something.
he was like, "You look the same as you did when you were in college at 35."
Yeah.
He does. Which I have to tell you guys, I cut his hair not too long ago. I really feel like his hair is starting to thicken because it's getting kind of thin up here.
Still miss my Phoenix cut.
So I don't know if it's carnivore, but I mean, his testosterone is like 2.5 times what it was. But I definitely, when I'm cutting his hair, I feel like his hair is getting thicker. So.
Yeah, I enjoy every video, whether it's a short vlog recipe, and you help keep me focused. Would love more recipes though. I won't eat wings any other way now.
My favorite.
Yeah, the buffalo sauce is just amazing.
Yes.
We had the whole family over because Amanda went crazy on a chicken sale, and we're like, okay, we get
Costco had like $8 off per package of chicken wings, y'all. I mean,
and it was just.
I bought 10, so it's like 6 per one of them. So I bought 60 things of chicken wings. Told Scott he can't send me to Costco by myself.
We went through 10 of them feeding 10 people.
This is also why, like, a lot of people do like Costco hauls. Well, we have 2 deep freezers, and I literally cannot fit another piece of meat in them because I keep buying meat on sale and stuffing it in our deep freezers. Because someone asked me, like, "You must be rich. You eat ribeye all the time." I'm like, "Nah,
no,
I just buy it on sale." Like those ribeyes we got were like $10.50,
$10.78
per like ribeye. Pretty much is what they ended up being, which is pretty dang cheap considering I eat a ribeye, 2 eggs, and 2 pieces of bacon most days. I eat for like $13 or $14 a day. So, I watch Google. I love him, by the way. Some of his stuff is just amazing. I watched the one where he's talking about like the different enzymes in pineapples and stuff to tenderize meat. So, keto and the mindset. That could be my issues doing keto for 4 months, but I did have rashes in the past, especially with vinegars and fermented foods. Not sure if it's just detox. I really think it's going to be as your body detoxes from all the fat stores and all the chemicals and stuff. In the end, we will always be, I think, 90% carnivore. I don't know if I will ever be able to add, a couple of vegetables in or not, like asparagus or something. Probably not. But once I get down to, a healthy weight range, I will try to add them back in. But I'm also fine if I can never do that as well. So.
Well, I didn't broccoli cheese soup.
Oh, if you guys are Ketovor and
if you're Ketovor, we have got a great broccoli
cheese soup. It is
key ingredient is malt vinegar.
Yeah, malt vinegar is like my like soup, my secret
it's
sauce.
Your secret sauce.
People from the UK are probably like, duh, that's why we eat it with French fries. I was keto for a year, stopped during my mom's last year. Now I started more Ketovor. That's amazing. Yeah, it's, finding what works for you. And I found a lot of people will do like Ketovor, and then end up carnivore because you just naturally get full from the meat and you just slowly cut out the vegetables. Not that I don't like vegetables. I friggin' love vegetables.
Properly grilled asparagus is her
delicious.
Is her Achilles heel.
Brussels sprouts, so good with garlic aioli. Yum yum. Oh. Hi, Joey girl. Let's see. Reading Why We Get Fat by Gary. I don't know how to say his last name. So interesting how all the medical experts recommended low carb diets before the early 1960s. I saw an article from like 1930s, like it was from a newspaper clipping talking about how sugar, I can find it, I'll post it on Instagram, how sugar was actually promoting cancer in like the 1930s. It's just baffling to me. And then you see all of these like, there was a sign someone posted for like, I don't know if it was Pillsbury or whoever the candy company was, that sugar doesn't cause diabetes. Just like, I don't even understand how people even like, our Costco does not have the original Frank's sauce. I have to buy the big old, I bought a big old 5-gallon jug, 1-gallon jug, whatever it was.
No, that's not a 5-gallon jug. That's a 1-gallon.
I bought 2 1-gallon jugs. That's what it was.
Yes.
Off Amazon for the original.
Gosh,
You
5-gallon
cannot use the buffalo sauce or the extra spicy because they have like MSG and crap in them.
Yeah.
I can't eat for $10 a day. You can eat much cheaper than that. That is just what we can afford. You can eat for $5 a day, honestly, or less. Because we found ground beef for $1.99 a pound. So if you had like 2 eggs, some bacon, and ground beef, you could probably eat for $3 or $4 a day. We actually did a video on how to eat for $40 or less a week. I think the video is $75. Turns out I ate only $40 worth of food in a week. So it is 100% doable on a budget. You just have to be more willing to look for the sales.
Right.
And you just have to be flexible if you're going to eat whatever is on sale versus what you want. You know, that's the only thing. Is the cheese soup recipe on YouTube? No. But I'm going to try to adjust the website and put some recipe stuff on the website for like those Ketovor people and stuff. And I will put links there.
We could make it once for your mom.
We did. We made it once for my mom. She freaking loved it. And my sister, who is like usually a low fat kind of girl,
she loved it too.
She freaking loved it.
In fact, she loves the
chicken wings too.
The chicken wings and the queso with chorizo in it, the chili con queso.
Yeah. Joey girl, I'm on day 58. Congrats. Still not losing much weight, but my seasonal allergies are gone. Literally, I don't take anything or use my neti pot. I hate neti pots. All over, body pain down from Lyme disease too. That is amazing.
That's great news.
That is. You know, as long as you're losing, that's fine. I mean, I've had stalls too. And I always say, if it's really bugging you, journal what you're eating and kind of go from there. Because sometimes we sneak in stuff we don't realize. Like when I was doing OMAD, I noticed I was actually eating more on OMAD than I do 2MAD, so 2 meals a day. And so two meals a day is perfect for me.
Journal, non-scale victory journal.
Oh, yes.
It really helps you look back and like, okay, listen, I may not see this much change in my weight, but I can do all these things that I couldn't do before. I see all these benefits that are just, you forget about. So very good.
Yeah. Like Kim, you know, you're probably seeing these comments is like, you can absolutely do it on a cheap budget. You absolutely can. As I said, you just have to be willing to look for the sales and just kind of given, you might just have to, you know, if chuck roast is on sale, you're eating a lot of chuck roast that week. Just those things.
I eat a lot of leftovers.
Scott does. Yes. All cancer-causing foods should be illegal. They should. Yes, recipes, I get bored easily. I used to too, but then I just realized food is fuel. All right. Let's chat about a collaboration sometimes. I sent you an email. I have not checked my emails recently, so I will have to go look.
Okay,
we
absolutely.
Try to be pretty good about the weekend, about weekend stuff. Plus, we had our meetup yesterday, so it's been quite crazy.
It was a blast.
Do you need any moderators for your live videos? Not yet, but we will very soon. So just, Chrissy, you can email me. Please don't use microwaves. They cause cancer. I hate microwave food. We have one.
The only thing that goes in there is
coffee.
Old coffee for me.
Nothing else can be done.
I used to live on pot pies. So
the big joke, we'll finish this up because it's 11 right now. We'll finish this up. I used to joke when Scott and I started dating. I remember opening his freezer and it was literally stacked perfectly with Marie calendars. So the joke was,
and Totino's pizzas.
Yeah, the joke was Scott would go on a date with Marie every night because she'd eat Marie calendars, or he would eat Marie calendars. So
just have a pot pie, or maybe 2.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, guys. I kind of messed around yesterday. I didn't have time, so I will do my update video tomorrow, and we will be here again next Sunday at 10 o'clock. And we hope to see you guys. Also, don't forget book clubs. We're doing Tuesday starting Greenlight by Matthew McConaughey. They just started today at 9. Brain Energy. You are more than welcome to join. It costs nothing. You just have to join into the Discord.
And you can just listen in. When somebody didn't read the chapter, just listen in and talk. It's a great conversation.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.